All right, folks, here's a fun piece for you. This is from Spawn. This is their classic comic covers. This was an attempt to recreate some of the, well, obviously classic comic covers from different Spawn issues. This one recreates Sam and Twitch in black and white, based on the Sam and Twitch when they got their own comic book, issue number 22, which was kind of a noir issue. So let's start off here with the size marker, just so you get an idea of exactly how large these guys are. We'll take some photos for the catalog real quick. You can always see those over at TheBigToyAuction.com. We'll take some photos of the back as well. You're welcome to head on over there, look at the photos in depth, ask any questions you might have, and leave your pre-bids if you're inclined to do so. Show you through right here. It's a little bit tough to tell because of that sepia tone. It's hard to tell, again, if it's just glare from that sepia or if it's starting to cloud up a little. Not really yellow hard there, but it looks like it's just starting to cloud up, particularly the inner bubble, as you can see right there. It's also kind of dusty yet. It's been with the consignor for a while, I would imagine. These were created in 2004, so, you know, nearly 20 years old. As for the figure itself, so this was, unlike some of the others, which were just, you know, on their raw card, more or less, this one came in a clamshell. There is some damage to the J tag on that clamshell, and I don't see any, yeah, a little bit of cracking right here at the corner. Little bit of cracking, can you see it? You probably won't be able to, but it's there, right there at the corner. And then some bending of the clamshell and the card right at the back. Now, if you're inclined to do so, you can crack this open. Put them on the shelf, and I'm sure they display great. Even if you like to do it like this, as you look flat down on it, that's roughly how it will display. So all around, two nice figures, a really interesting concept. I love these firearms here with the huge, it's this right here. I don't know if you can see that, but you got two of them in there. So even if you don't like it for the figures, great for customization or whatever you like to do. Either way, head on over to TheBigToyAuction.com. This is Spawn, Sam and Twitch, classic covers, number 22. And next up on the block, we have the clown figure. Always a great one right there. Everybody loves the clown. Now, this one's interesting for a few reasons. One, this is the special edition comic book it comes with Todd toys before they were McFarlane toys. Obviously, I'll throw in the size marker so you can get an idea of it. I don't know what just the comic book itself goes for, but I imagine that has become rarer over the years. Two, it's the clown, as you know him. Spoiler alert, the Violator clown. But you push him down and he becomes the clown. He switches back and forth. Now, we haven't tried it ourselves. I've never opened one of these. But you can see where he switches between the clown head and the Violator head. So it says rotate right arm to morph clown head. So what does it do? Does it flip around? I honestly do not know. And if one of you out there should happen to purchase this, one of you will purchase this, I would love if you could send us some video if you decide to crack this open. I'd like to see it. I'm sure I can look it up online and see it, but we'll get some photos of the back as well, because we like to do that for the catalog. And of course, you can always head on over to the catalog, see this, all the other items that we've got available in our next live event. Now, as for the item itself, it's over 25 years old, so pretty good shape considering its age. It is just beginning to yellow in the inner card. That happens sometimes, and only slightly. You can see the amount there. It is only a shade off of the outer card. So all around, very good, but it's just beginning that process. So whoever gets hold of it, I encourage you to keep it in good humidity and heat conditions. I'll show you the rest of it here. Looking pretty good, but I will point out that there's some damage here to the clamshell, right at the edge, bending at the very edge of that, for those of you for whom that matters. Looks like there's a slight crush wear. And of course, then the elephant in the room here is, so he comes with a chicken leg or a turkey leg or whatever you want to call it there. And that normally sits right in there and is tied with one of those ties. This was back in the day before you had a million ties on every toy, but it did have that one to secure it. It looks like over the years it has come loose. So that turkey leg, chicken leg, whatever you want to call it, is floating around there loose in the packaging. But again, it's never been opened, never been displayed, never been played with, anything like that. But that thing is floating around in there. So if you like to display it, you might want to be very, very careful. You could probably even boggle it back into the thing. Or if you like to open these up, read that comic book and display them, all the better. Either way, and then you get a chance to see that action gimmick that it's got, which I love and I really want to see. I hope somebody out there does do that. Sends us the video. Either way, whatever you like to do, you can head on over to TheBigToyAuction.com and see this right now, right here. This is Todd Toys Spawn Special Edition action figure. And next on the block, we have Ariel Darkchylde from the Darkchylde line of comics. This is from the Claiborne Moore Studio, MAC Studios. I love this. Back in the day, not necessarily this line or this figure. I'm not too familiar with the Darkchylde series, but I love those Moore action collectibles. Back in the day, we sold a ton of Beavis and Buttheads from there. How they got that license, I don't know. Either way, you're going to see this figure. I'll throw in the size marker just so you get an opportunity to see the size of her. We'll flip it back over there. We'll get some photos of the back. Then I will walk you through the process. So the first thing to note is that it's got, this is probably, if I had to take a guess, a Spencer's or a Suncoast, most likely a Suncoast video sticker on this, and of course one of these RFID tags. Usually a little bit of solvent, some what do you call it? Lighter fluid, some Goo Gone will take care of that, but we were not going to do that. We leave that to you. We're not going to damage the package. I saw one earlier, a different figure earlier in this or a different collection where somebody had rubbed the white off pretty poorly. So we don't do that. We allow you. We consider this part of the provenance and something that you might enjoy. If you don't, you get rid of it. No big deal. Otherwise, the rest of it just has your standard shelfware. Let's get the light as it shines off of there. Yeah, nothing major there, just your standard shelfware. Same here. It looks like a moment there I thought the J tag might have been coming up, so I'll check that in a second. Can't see anything on the bubble. Yeah, the J tag is bent over. That's what it is. So the hang tag on that J tag is bent over a little bit. I don't know why they had that. I guess whoever it was, Spencer's or Suncoast, or to use a hang tag. Some reason. And then of course the bubble itself is nice and tight, dusty on the top a little bit, but nice and tight, really on there. No cracks, no blemishes, no major issues. But there you have it, Darkchylde. This is Ariel Darkchylde from the Darkchylde line from Moore Action Collectibles.